Today, we scroll more than we breathe. We get distracted more than ever. And we just remember other people's lives and highlight reels and all this stuff more than we remember our own lives, the things we have to do and the goals we want to achieve. And deep down, all of that really hurts. But we're so deep in the noise that we barely remember what silence feels like. So let me ask you something. If you had the chance to live a life away from the noise, would you take it? Maybe that's why you clicked on the title of this video, because part of you wants more. Or maybe you just want less stress, less comparison, and less noise. So that brings about the question, what if you could live your life without social media? And that takes me to part number 1, the social media overload. You see, social media is free because you pay with your free time. Now, I remember there was a time I had a 7-day trip to Nepal. It was a school trip. And I don't know why I really decided to, but I just decided to not bring my phone. All my friends, they were bringing their phones for those 7 days. But me, I'm just like, why not leave my phone at home? I don't think I need it. So I did. I left my phone at home. And guess what? Those 7 days were an experience, something like I've never felt before. Something great, something like I've never felt that free. I've never felt that detached ever in my life. And I think it's partly due to the fact that, yes, it was a nice trip, but at the same time, there was no phone. There were no distractions. There was no noise, no comparison, no social media. And I think deep down, that freed me. It freed me from being in my head, from overthinking, living a life that isn't present, from not being present. So honestly, I am so happy that I didn't take my phone on that 7-day trip, because that alone was enough to just make it something worth remembering. Because all my life, and I can imagine it's the same with you, you just have this track record with social media, You wake up, you open your phone, you're scrolling TikTok before you know it, and all those dreams you had, all those goals you had, for some reason, you just don't feel like doing them anymore. The scrolling, the time goes by, and you just feel like you're stuck in these loops of comparison, these loops of noise, and sometimes you even feel glued to your phone. It's always the same story. I would open TikTok, open Instagram, and I always just wanted to check one thing. I always wanted to respond to one message. And then literally 30 minutes went by, an hour went by, and I'm deep scrolling. I don't even know what I'm doing. And it just hits me. And I'm like, all that time went by and I didn't even intend to do this. This was unintentional. I just wanted to check a message. I just wanted to check one thing. And then I ended up wasting 2 hours of my day. Think about that. If you waste 2 hours every single day, in 1 month, that is 60 hours. In 10 months, that is 600 hours. And in 1 year, that's going to be over 600 hours of your time. In 10 years, that's 6,000. So can you just imagine on a scale how much time that is? And just let that flip the light bulb switch on. It just tells you, what am I doing? Like, something has to change. And after all this buildup, all of these times and hours that I wasted, and I was like, damn, why did that happen? Why did I let myself have that, At some point, I decided that I wasn't going to live life like this, that I had enough. And I was just a regular guy, I scrolled for 5 hours a day. I was just on Instagram, on TikTok, and I spent like 8 hours playing video games every single day. And I was super locked in, dialed, and I couldn't think about anything else. I'd go down, eat lunch as fast as possible, just so I could go back up again and play more video games and just get that hit of dopamine. And I lived like this for so long, and it just hit me all at once. And then I realized I have to change. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to achieve my dreams and my goals and the things that I know I was meant to achieve. You see, I decided enough was enough. I wasn't going to keep on being a dreamer anymore. I was going to start being a doer. The person who makes real change towards their life, who actually puts in the effort to becoming the best they can be. And that is the best decision I ever made. And ever since then, I've been living with more purpose, more drive, more focus than ever. And that's why I make these videos, to share the mindsets that have helped me, to share the things that have really taken me out of that spot that I was in and helped me make my way through and create a life that I don't need to escape from, a life that I can finally be proud of. And that's why I make these videos. It is also why I have a private school community linked in the description. Now, don't get me wrong, these videos on YouTube are awesome, but sometimes you just need that extra accountability. You need those extra systems that keep you in place. And that takes me to part number 2, from everything to nothing, the void. It really comes down to the FOMO, the fear of missing out, that feeling that you feel like something is happening without you and that you're feeling left out, you're feeling behind. And that couldn't be further from the truth. You see, when you think that you're missing out, the reality is you're missing out on nothing. The worst part about everything is you're missing out on your own life. When you're spending all this time on social media, involving yourself and your mind and your mental space with everybody else and what they're doing, what my friend is doing, my other friend got married, this person, he started his business. You're forgetting about the most important thing, which is you. the most important part, which is your goals, your life, your highlights, and the things you want to achieve. You see, every beginning is hard. You see, I remember the first time in years where I just sat in silence. No distractions, no noise. And I remember how different it felt. It felt weird. It felt uncomfortable. And it felt like I was just, itching my way back to picking up my phone, to re-engaging in the scrolling and the dopamine. But when I just pushed through that discomfort, I realized that, it was okay. It was actually amazing. I realized that the moments have been there, the fun times, the things that are worth enjoying in life, they've always been there. But sometimes you're just too distracted to notice. So the times where I have been on social media the least, that is when I have felt the best. That is when I have felt the most productive, the most happy, the most joyful, the most detached that I've ever been. And I've even been doing something recently where I don't even open my phone till at least 5 hours after waking up. Obviously, there are exceptions, but even then, I see the difference. It is night and day between the times where I don't open my phone after waking up and the times where I open my phone like in half an hour after waking up. It makes such a huge difference, such an immense change in your life when you just start the day right. Instead of preventing scrolling and social media while you're there, because while you're there, it is so hard. While you're there, you're already in it. It's hard to see things from a third perspective. You're just sucked in, you're zoomed, you're locked in, and everything around you just fades away. So instead, start changing and rewiring and rebuilding habits from before they even begin. Start the day off right. Start the day off without social media. Start the day off with the exact intentions that you want to live by. And that's just going to set up your entire day. Because when you don't open your phone first thing in the morning, when you wait 5 hours, you're telling your brain that this is the type of life we live. Everything you do in the first hour after you wake up is hugely going to impact the rest of your day. You see, when you wake up and you scroll your phone, you're telling your brain, this is what normal feels like, right? But it isn't. It isn't. It's overstimulation. And for example, let's say you wake up and you meditate and you read and you talk to a friend and you just sit outside. You're telling yourself, you're telling your brain, this is the norm. This is what is normal. And for the rest of the day, if you do plan to watch a movie later on in the day, you're going to enjoy it more. If you do plan to open your phone and check Instagram, you're going to enjoy it more. And you're not going to feel guilty. So the best thing you can do, the thing that has helped me and so many others, is just placing these boundaries between you and social media and your phone. You see, the longer you stay off your phone first thing in the morning after waking up, the better your day is going to be, the more focused, the more productive, the more consistent and disciplined you're gonna find yourself to be. Because the truth is, all of this stuff, all the noise, all your gadgets, your devices, all of these apps, they were made to keep you on them. They were not made to be easy to detox from. They were made to be hard to detox from. And that is the whole point. So just understanding that you're not alone in this battle, understanding that everybody has this, everybody goes through this, and these things were designed to make you be onto them all the time, to make you just be scrolling and on your phone and glued to your phone. That's the whole design. That's the whole principle. But once you realize that you can break out of this loop, you can break the pattern, you can shift yourself into a better life, you can become a better person. And that's what this is all about. Now, if you're enjoying this video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I put a lot of effort into these videos and I hope that they can help anybody out there. And also, thank you all for the recent support. It means the world to me. I've been seeing my channel grow. I've been seeing really good things happen, and I'm so grateful. Now it's time to get practical. It's time to dive into the methods that will change your life. Part number 3. The 3P method. So there's a quote I love and it goes like this. We have 2 lives and the second one starts when we realize that we only have one. So the 3P method goes like this. The first P is pause. You see, the first step is awareness. You can't change what you don't notice. So you can start by creating intentional pauses throughout your day. These micro moments where you just take a step back, you relax, you step away from the noise so you can actually see clearly. And these are like the tiny breaks, when you catch yourself scrolling, when that awareness flips on and you see that, okay, this is what I'm doing right now. Or when you catch yourself before you start scrolling and you're like, okay, this is usually the time where I, go lay on my bed and just scroll and forget about all my responsibilities. You see, these are moments of awareness. And the more moments of awareness you have, the better and the easier it's going to be to shift and build the life you want. So creating these intentional breaks and pauses allows you to reset, allows you to have the space to see things as clearly as you can, and that's what changes everything. So examples could be put your phone in another room while eating, while working, while doing whatever, and keeping your phone far away from you. Another example is not opening your phone first thing in the morning for at least a couple of hours. Another example could be turning off notifications for 24 hours. Another example, schedule 2 offline hours every day. 2 hours of the day where you don't do anything that involves a screen. And this just helps you get into the flow and momentum of hitting that reset button. You see, it's not about quitting, it's about interrupting the autopilot, and that is the first P, pause. Now the second P is prepare. This is all about removing what drains you, removing the noise and silencing everything so that you can create space. Think of it like cleaning your digital room. You unfollow people who don't inspire you, who don't add value into your life. You can delete apps that just eat up your time. You clean up your digital life so it stops controlling you. You see, a cleaner environment equals a quieter mind and more focus, more consistency, more intention with your day and what you do. So this part is all about preparing yourself to be that person, to tap into that future version of you, the one who has the success, who's achieved those goals, who's broken free from those patterns of behavior that weren't serving them. And that is what counts. P3 is purpose. This is the most important one, because what happens when you do remove the social media time, the wasting time on scrolling, you're gonna have space. And if you have space that is unreserved, then something else is going to come and fill its space. And most likely something that you don't want, because what you don't choose chooses itself. So after creating space, after removing noise, you need to add purpose into your life. You need to find that one thing that inspires you, the one thing that you would love to get up in the morning every day for. And this is where you ask yourself questions like, what do I actually want to do with my life? If money wasn't an option and if the world was free, then what would you do? What would you spend your hours and your days doing? So what do I actually want to do with my time? You see, things like reading a book, working out, building a skill, working on the business, improving myself, improving my physique, and so many other things. And you're no longer escaping life on your phone, but instead you're building a life that is worth coming back to. A life that you don't have to escape from. A life that you can just be happy and content with all the time. You see, purpose turns your free time into real momentum. Because when you have free time, when you've eliminated the scrolling, when you've removed these things from your life, then you're gonna have time and energy and mental space. But if you don't fill it up, it's gonna be filled up with probably something that might be worse than scrolling. So instead, find what you want, find what inspires you, and fill that up instead. Because that is when you start living at your highest self. That is when you start becoming the best version you can become. Now think about this for a second. You didn't pay money to watch this video, but you are paying with your time and attention. So to thank you for staying with me until the very end, I have something to share with you. So the question is simple. If you could live life without noise, would you? And a final announcement, I've opened up a 7-day free trial for my school community linked in the description below. And the reason I've done that is because I want to just give everybody an opportunity to be able to experience what it feels like to have that community, to have those systems and that accountability. I'm going to open up the 7-day free trial for the next few days, and then I'm going to close it back up again. I don't know when we're going to open again. Now, I hope this video helped you. Take care, and you got this.